before I forget, the other thing I want to bring up as far as books and entertainment wise is that everyone thinks it's like, oh, as the apocalypse starts, I'm going to be, raiding and constantly scavenging. And there's going to be a lot of downtime. If you've ever been in a power
Oh, yeah.
outage, there's a lot of downtime.
Oh, yeah.
So much downtime.
So having books, having games, and that's one thing every sort of like prepping, even emergency stuff. Even I think even on the CDC website, something they recommend you putting in your kit or if your stash is books, stuff to
Mhm.
do that doesn't require power or the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're gonna now if you're like in the woods and you're constantly having to worry about your shelter and building stuff like that, but if you're just if you're
Yeah.
bunkering in as we've all experienced from 2020, if you're gonna have a lot of downtime, so you want to be and keeping a diary also helps you kind of keep your humanity a little bit. It keeps up your writing skills. It gives you something to do,
Yeah.
and maybe it'll jog your
Absolutely.
memory, or give you ideas on something else.
I
I
mean,
need to
yeah,
balance these pictures.
that reminds me of a scene out of Lost, one of my favorite TV shows. I know people, I know it's hit and miss with people, but I love Lost.
I didn't watch. I watched the
were-
first couple episodes. Are good.
Like so there's premises. They crash land on an island. They have to survive, and some other mishaps happen, of course. But
Yeah, Gilligan's Island.
there's a scene where it's just like the group is constantly filled with fear out of their own survival, and a lot of the downtime that they have is used with planning. Well, one of the characters' name is Hugo or Hurley. He decided to take it
I'm
upon
either
himself.
hearing
No one knew what
fireworks
he
or
was
people
doing.
shooting guns outside my window.
Oh wow!
Shit. Pop some
Careful.
shots up at 'em.
Yeah.
Maybe they're taking a what is it? A post New Year's celebration. They didn't get to do it yesterday.
I guess.
Yeah.
If they're
But he-
expending
but,
ammo in this
yeah.
economy, good on them.
Oh my goodness! I
Yeah.
want to know where they're getting their ammo from. Please hook me
Yeah,
up there, brother. Jeez.
I want to
It's
get.
a
I want to get
loud
loaded for
bang,
that reason.
though. It's a it's
Might be
it's
a
almost
firework,
like
man.
somebody's
Might be a
hitting
firework.
something. I don't know.
Oh,
Make
shit.
sure no one's breaking into your residence there.
No, I'm not worried.
Make sure
about
you
that.
clutch that airsoft Thompson tight. Let them know you mean. Let them know you mean business.
I have a level 8 skill in energy weapons, Mister. You are toast, literally.
Well, give me 1 second. Y'all can talk though.
You good? So
Yeah,
like,
but
Amy likes Sarah, but like I don't know. They're like not really for each other. If you ask Bonnie and Rebecca, like Totes Magos, the cutest couple. Like I cannot wait for prom. Like, oh my gosh.
I didn't know that she was a lesbian. That's so cool.
So like yeah, it's like yeah, but sometimes it's like yeah. Also, I looked at the picture and I just see Warlord's face. Sorry, the skull face paint, but it's it always quite looks like a panda. I'm trying to think of which one was which. So I think the top picture is from.
No, dude, that's the same event.
That was what Rev 9.
No, that wasn't Rev 9. I think that was 10.
Oh wait, yeah. If I have that bandolier, yeah, that was Rev 10.
Yeah, that's 10.
Because Rev 10,
I
I
know.
didn't have any.
yeah.
I actually didn't have any armor because I was taking apart the current armor that I was working on, and working on something else. But I found that bandolier at a gun show, and I just picked it up from that.
Oh, nice.
I like your. It looked like the bear man with the jacket. And the
Yeah, I honestly don't really know what I was going for. I kind of put the animal pelt over my head as kind of like a half hood sort of deal, and
keeps you warm, I guess.
yeah, no, it definitely kept my head warm for sure. I had had a beanie on too. Is really not trying to be cold that event.
Oh, actually, speaking of good idea as far as going back to weapons and equipment and armor. One of the events we went to called Rev 8. The first day it was freezing rain. So most people weren't even trying to like look Mr. Tactical. It was literally they needed to stay warm. There was places you could get warm,
Oh yeah,
get the barn stuff set up, but
yeah.
most people it looked like the road where everyone was just wearing heavy clothes. You didn't really see the people were carrying guns, but you didn't see a whole lot of like load bearing equipment. It was just like backpack and jacket and just them just
Oh, and
going from
nobody had their flamboyant, like no one had their sort of eccentric sort of form over function gear
Yeah.
out. It was, yeah, and everyone was just trying to stay dry and trying to stay warm. I remember, putting a poncho over everything that I had.
When was this?
yeah. Oh, Rev 8. I was talking
For
about
Rev 9.
The rain?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Rev 9. Going back into like having your armor set kind of help you with the environment.
Yeah.
And we were talking about Rev
Yeah.
8, like as far as he just brought up the flamboyant, like, oh, I'm a time traveling spaceman. It's like,
Yeah.
no, people were just trying to stay warm. I think for that one, I had my old, which I still have, it's my old flannel jacket. It's a big puffy jacket.
Yeah.
That kept my ass warm, and I think underneath that I had a rain jacket, so I used the hood on that one. And I was just standing there, just trying not to freeze to death.
Yeah, so I pretty much make it a point for like Revelations,
It's gonna rain.
to wear I like almost my kit. One of the mainstays of it is I have a hoodie of some type underneath the body armor.
Yeah, and no, you're right. And I think for all future armors that I build, it's gonna have a hood because we always have to probably worry about the rain. It's also nice to be able to put your hood up. It'll help keep some heat in if it's colder. Get the sun off you if it's hot and sunny out. So
Yeah.
just a simple hood. And what I've done is I've just had a bunch of leftover jackets. I just cut the hood off of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm also working on a butt hood one that the Nuclear Snail put up. Apparently, if you cut off your jeans to right where the back pockets are,
Yeah.
it'll fit your head in there perfectly.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hmm.
So,
I've
Yeah,
been
so I'm
I've
working
been
on a,
watching more
butt
of their stuff to kind of get an idea of
Yeah.
what I can
Yeah,
do.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Something I just thought of, just from going back and forth from airsoft to real world sort of things,
Yeah.
is, my goodness, if the real thing happens, how great it will feel not having to wear iPro 24/7.
yeah.
That is true.
Everything fogs
Oh.
up. You can't see right. You got to scratch. You got to have your fan in the iPro. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong. I'm not praying for some real world event. No. But if it happens, I won't have to wear annoying ass iPro
All the time.
24/7.
Yeah.
Knowing
Yeah,
our
I
I
won't
do
have to
think
worry
they're-
about getting my eyes shot out.
There'd still definitely be a time and place for them. Like
if you're
it's-
in buildings, I would definitely
Yeah.
especially if you're in vehicles, having goggles on, because if your glass gets shot out, the fine particles can get in your eyes or you can breathe it in. But
Yeah.
knowing our luck, it'll be some sort of apocalypse where you need to cover your mouth and your eyes. It's like Bird Box, but like you have to wear.
Oh,
eyebrows.
just our luck. Just our luck. Yeah.
We have
Oh,
to
yeah.
cover our
Oh,
eyes
100%.
and wear the painter's masks.
Well, yeah. In that case, it's like, well, I mean, we're kind of semi used to it already.
Because of
Yeah.
tradition. And
This is just know it's going to be a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah.
Like,
for the Omega events, yeah, it's constant. You're wearing your goggles from 8 a.m.
So-
to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass.
So Omega in a way, and part of it's because of the whole they'll smoke us with like
Oh, yeah, 8 a.m. Time to wake up. Here's
Well,
here's
no,
asteroid dust.
I'm talking about the dust thing. So they have
Yeah,
an element of the game where they will throw a bunch of yellow smokes basically, and if you get caught in that without wearing a respirator, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a functioning respirator, you just have to have a respirator.
no, it doesn't.
But if you get caught in that without one, you are considered dead and have to go to respawn.
Yeah.
Your
And
lungs-
it doesn't have to be a specific respirator, but it's not like you can wear like a schmog or like those N95s.
Yeah.
Although during that event they tried to opt people when around one another to have their masks on, of course, in accordance to CDC guidelines. But
Yeah.
with those respirators on, I know I don't have the filters in mine whatsoever
I've got
for
old
the gas.
Yeah.
Like I just couldn't find a way to makeshift it in time because I was on a time crunch after I got that respirator for the event. Was to makeshift the filter into something more wasteland like, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to have it run through a piped system so that I can just like have less on my
like World War I
face.
style,
Yeah.
or closed atmosphere style. What they do for like if they actually are going into an area where they'll have a tank on their back or a tank pouch that runs away from your face. So you don't have this giant metal disc in front of your face.
Yeah. But
something that would look cool though is if you attached one of those a clear bottle onto the end of the respirator and put a fake plant in there with some dirt.
Oh yeah,
Make it look like you're breathing some actual oxygen from the plant.
That actually would be pretty dope. I saw a concept art of someone doing that, but it'd be fun to do like a functioning one of that.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah.